Thanks for watching the Weather Network on this Tuesday afternoon. Some breaking news that we want to get to. A train derailment in Saskatchewan near Wadena, Saskatchewan has occurred. The cause of it unknown at this point. We'll just take you right now to where this happened. We don't know how many cars are actually off the track at this point, but was weather a factor? That's kind of what we're interested in finding out. Let's take a look here at this shot. Yeah, now, is this potash that these trains have been carrying, Allison? I know that that's one of the biggest exports out of Saskatchewan.
Right. No. It appeared to be an assortment of grain cars.
All right. So at least a dozen cars derailed. We've got that information. Carrying hazardous materials. You heard from Allison that no, it wasn't potash, but they are concerned that that smoke might be toxic. Highway 5 closed in both directions and evacuations in 8-kilometer radius around the area. So if you know anybody in this area, maybe send them, a text or maybe give them a message somehow via Twitter, however you can get the message to these people that, yeah, this could be toxic. The reason I asked about the winds is take a look at this. Peak wind gusts yesterday throughout much of Saskatchewan in and around that 60 to 80 kilometer an hour range. And today, winds are gusting at about 60. So all of that hazardous smoke could be traveling very quickly in a southeast direction. So we'll keep you posted on this top story. And of course, we'll have a look at your national forecast as well. That's coming up. Welcome back and a look at your national forecast. I'm Jaclyn Whittal. Quote of the day for sure is from Dr. Doug Gillum, who you'll see in just a few minutes with your Long Ranger. He said, "A ridge over troubled waters." Yes, Simon and Garfunkel. I thought that was hilarious. Yes, it's a tacky, bad dad joke, but I still laughed regardless. High pressure in the East Coast. We see this upper level trough. We have a counterclockwise motion just continuously spinning, not only just rain, but seeing some lake effect snowfall in and around the Manitoba region, around the lakes there, and in the Great Lakes, it's all still about the rainfall. East Coast, 5 to 15 millimeters of rain still on the way, 15 to 25 through parts of Quebec. All right, Mark, doing a great job. By the way, Mark Robinson and the rest of the Weather Network first on the scene there in Sheffield. So we'll make sure to update you with the results from Environment Canada with whether or not that was a tornado or not. All right, winds, southwesterly direction. Watch as that low pushes through overnight. The winds will start to pick up over the Great Lakes Wednesday. We'll see wind gusts around 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. Nothing huge, but certainly some more instability, some rain, some wind. 5 to 15 millimeters through eastern Ontario still with this upper level trough, and then that new one that moves through from the States. A little low crosses the Rockies, brings some showery activity through Edmonton. Calgary, you should stay dry. In fact, let's go to Calgary. Degrees in Edmonton with a few showers. So Margot is still there and she's bundled up, that's for sure. It's a little bit on the chilly side. Vancouver, nothing but above seasonal temperatures for you, but you are bracing for a pretty juicy storm system that'll move onshore beginning for you probably Friday, but for the rest of the central and north coast, it starts earlier than that. This is a look at Thursday afternoon. Quite a bit of heavy rainfall. The green is being picked up as the heaviest rain. So nice to have you along on this Tuesday, and it's getting close to Thanksgiving weekend. We'll have a sneak peek at what you're expecting in your area. Plus, we'll talk about this developing story, a train derailment in Saskatchewan. Could it have been weather caused? And a lunar eclipse tonight, and plus a sneak peek at Tornado Terror, the episode we're airing for Storm Hunters tomorrow night. But first, we'll talk about the lunar eclipse here, pre-dawn Wednesday. So this is the viewing conditions, whether it's good or bad in your area. Winnipeg, you're going to have a pretty clear night sky to see the orangey kind of tinge that we get to our moon on a lunar eclipse. All the way up in the north with the red, that's poor conditions, so too much cloud cover. St. John's, good conditions for you. And then let's go to this top story. It's the train derailment in Saskatchewan. I had a chance to also speak with Wadena News correspondent Allison Squires about this. The latest is that at least a dozen cars have been derailed. Winds are out of the northwest direction, taking a lot of the smoke. I'll show you this picture here. There's a lot of calm conditions, partly cloudy conditions. So you think, well, it shouldn't be weather related. But yesterday we had peak wind gusts that were at around 70 or 80 kilometers per hour. So to be determined. All right, we'll continue to track that top story. Also, here's the position of the Jetstream. We have a ridge in the west and we have a trough in the east. You can see that counterclockwise position of that upper level low. Here's a surface low that could bring another round of thunderstorms, even tornadoes down through the state. Speaking of tornadoes, Tornado Terror airs tomorrow night, 7 p.m. You don't want to miss this one. This episode is exhilarating. Welcome back with a look at your national forecast. I'm Jaclyn Whittal, and we'll continue to give you the news on the train derailment in Saskatchewan, where there is now toxic smoke being blown in a southeast direction from these train cars. It's one of our top stories that we're tracking today. This evening's temperatures right across the country, 9 degrees in Edmonton, 5 for Winnipeg, and Winnipeg's at about 5 degrees tonight, and then most of the prairie is waking up to low single digits this morning. So enjoy it, Vancouver. Everybody else is probably envious. Let's take a look here, though, this evening. We are looking at 15 degrees for Nanaimo, partly cloudy, 16 for Abbotsford. Get ready for a juicy storm moving on the west coast. It will bring some hefty rainfall amounts to the central and the north, and then there's those cold overnight lows and wind chills that I'm talking about this evening, -2s. All right, take a look at this. All right, thanks a lot, Mark. It's hard to say exactly what happened there. I mean, it wasn't something that we really were forecasting, nor was really anyone. Environment Canada, no tornado watches in place. But sometimes around the Great Lakes, you can get different boundary layers that offer spin-ups, and you can get something rotating, or you can get a downburst of rain. All right, more on the lunar eclipse. Who's going to get a good view? Well, Chris Murphy has more on this special night, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Here he is. Well, an exciting day here at our TWN headquarters in Oakville, Ontario. Deb Mediichka, all the way from Calgary, Alberta, has come to the building to do some training and just for a visit, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I never get to see you guys. We chat on TV, but never face to face.
Yeah.
So just wonderful time being here.
So let's get to know Deb Mediichka a little bit. Okay, you're living in Calgary now, but you're from Winnipeg.
That's right.
Where you experience bitter, cold prairie weather.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, 4 seasons, but always felt like here you go. Winter, forever it seems. But then you get these gorgeous summers. But yes, winter is probably the main season, what Winnipeg's known for.
And there's a funny little story you told me about where you were observing a Chinook going on in Calgary. And I want to live there, maybe. So
exactly.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, sitting at home in the dead of winter in Winnipeg, in my warm home, watching the Weather Network and seeing shots of people in Calgary on the patio, middle of December.
Wow.
And yeah, I thought to myself, that's where I need to be.
Now, did you still have that thought this September when we picked up, 28 centimeters of snow in Calgary?
No, I was away on vacation in Las Vegas, actually, and I almost didn't come home.
That's it. Oh, well, we're glad you did, for our sake. And you have your job still, and that's good
Thank
news.
goodness, yes, good news for me, too.
Yeah, but look at that. Yeah, it was one that comes to mind for myself is when Mark Robinson and I were standing right here this summer, and you were in Airdrie.
That's right.
In that major hailstorm. Tell us about that.
I know. That one I will never forget because the conditions changed so quickly, and the hail grew from dime size all the way to golf ball size in just a matter of minutes. It was nuts.
Have a look.
And I would say those are about maybe dime-sized hail. It's not very large at the moment, but there is lots of rain currently coming down. Sean is going to grab me. Hold on 1 second. We've got a large chunk.
Oh, look at
right
that.
here. So I said it was dime-sized. But it is getting bigger. I'm looking at the ground now, and you can really see it is getting bigger by the second here. It is nuts, and you can probably hear above us too that it's coming down hard.
I can hear it.
You know, thank goodness these people have been able. So I would say that's a good golf ball-sized hail here. And you know, thank goodness these people made it here under shelter. We just saw this couple come in on their bike.
Wow.
I mean, they were just
look at that. That's the shot that I'll never forget when they were bouncing in the water there. Well, you did a great job that day reporting. You were very brave, and also you got into a shelter, which is important. So Deb Mediichka, we'll have a look at your national forecast. That's coming up.